Hello, this is your host, Les Bubka, and welcome to today's episode of Anxious Black Belt, a podcast that focuses on karate, mental health, and everything in between. If you enjoy my content and would like to support, there's few easy ways to do it. First one is simply to listen to another episode. This helps a lot. Second one, you can buy me a coffee via buy me a coffee link in the show notes. And the third one is to support my work. I'm an author and selling few books. You can find them on Amazon or directly on my website. Link in the show notes below. If you would like to stay up to date with what's coming up, be sure to follow me on social media at Les Bubka. And now let's get back to the show. Enjoy! Welcome to Mornin Karate Thought, #3. Today's subject is Kihon. What is Kihon? Kihon in Japanese means fundamental or basic. I personally don't like to use the basic term because through the karate we're going through the grades when you might be advanced but you're doing still Kihon, which basic implies that it's something very simple. I prefer fundamental, so foundation, you're building on foundations, but you keep learning new foundations for like new skills. So like you're building the house, you've got the foundation for one house, you're building it up, then you're building the extension, you put the foundations. Same with karate, you're learning skills through the white, yellow, green belt, then you're learning new foundations for a brown, black, and so on. So for me, foundation is better term used in relation to martial arts. But traditionally, Kihon, you see people lining up, especially in Japanese dojos, um, and performing actions from the karate syllabus in lines, mixing air, improving their aesthetics, the line of the punch, the alignment, the trajectory. That's kind of usual Kihon, and people do that as a warm-up exercise. So you're starting with a body warm-up exercises, then you go through the Kihon as a joint muscle warm-up, in my opinion, and building up on those strikes, kicks, blocks, and movements. For us, Kihon is everything that leads to a actual fight, sport, or self-defense, or all the action you're taking before it's Kihon. So it might be a combination in without partners or solo. It might be a combination on a pad. It might be a combination with a partner. It might be a kata or applications of the kata with a partner movement. It might be standing in the lines and punching, kicking, and blocking, although we don't do that very much anymore because I think it's a bit of a waste of time. It's better to do those combinations with a partner on pads, on with the gloves, using actual physical target that moves response. It just brings people up to speed and technically up, although it's not so aesthetically pleasing. Um, but it's safer for knees and joints, in my opinion. So basically, Kihon, fundamental techniques that you build upon to get better in whatever your activity is. If it's a sporting, then you do a sports activities, fighting, sparring. Depends on which form of it you're doing. If it's a MMA, then your foundational training will be consisting of different things. If it's a knockdown, then your specific foundation training will be a little bit different. If it's a light contact, again, that will be different. If it's a throwing, takedowns, and grappling, then the foundations are different. But all the martial arts got the Kihon and they all got the foundation. They just don't call it that way, and it's not structured exactly the same as karate. All that changes with the Kihon started within a kind of move towards Japanese karate, so move from Okinawa. What I learned, and I believe, correct me if it's not true, the Okinawans train more with the partner and on the tools, so makiwara and so on. Which in Japan it's more kind of militaristic style when people are in a lines and doing independently, so it's easier to assess everybody and put the right form on everybody. It's just simple to manage. In European dojos, it's a mixed bag. Some people don't do Kihon at all. Some people do Kihon a lot. It all depends on which school you're doing and how people want to do and what they want to do. For us, all the activities before actual competition or fight on the street, it is a Kihon. So if you enjoyed this one, the best way to support us is to watch the another one. If you would like to subscribe and hit the notification button, that will help us a lot. And there's some merch and stuff in the links down below. So check it out and see you tomorrow.